creating organizing for power. I was macing in a room one day with some Germans, and I was in Berlin, and they were like, you should meet this guy, Ethan. He's really good at all this other stuff, and maybe you could come up with, like, you write a training program, and then he works with you. No kidding. Fall of 2019. And since then, 40,000 people have been trained. It's a pretty amazing program. This program and my life work is about winning. It's about beating the evil, greedy bastards who are doing these things to all of us. And the most important thing that literally has to happen is that more of our side learns how to win, which is what Organizing for Power was designed to do, to teach anyone who showed up with a group of people how to win. Activism is about getting fast clicks. I keep talking to young people who are like, yeah, but we just need attention. Attention doesn't win, actually. Building power and creating a crisis for capital and the corporations destroying our lives is actually what wins. It's called creating a crisis. When I was a baby organizer, that's what I call some of the ones I'm training, baby organizers, when I was very young, people said to me, nothing matters. My mentor said, nothing matters, Jane, if you and the workers can't create a crisis in the campaign such that the employer has to respond and in negotiations give you everything that you're asking for or demanding. Yelling and protesting is fabulous. It just doesn't get us where we need to go, right? It can be a part of our plan and it makes us feel good. I love every building I've ever climbed, every banner I ever dropped, when I was younger. But it took me a while to realize it's not how we're going to win. We're going to win by learning the fundamental skills of what does organizing mean, distinct from mobilizing. How do we actually teach thousands of people in every campaign? Because that's what we're doing. Organizers are educators. Activists are doing something else. Organizers see our first job as teaching every single person that we're working with in a campaign to know every single thing we know. I literally there's nothing I've ever said in some high-level seminar, whether it was academic or whatever, that's any different than what I say to workers at the opening of negotiations. Same conversation. Because workers are really smart. We're really smart. We can actually stop these bastards from what they're doing to us. Sorry for that language. But time is going. And the climate, different than 20 years ago when I was starting out, we would think, what's really awful? There are people dying every day. What do we do? This feels terrible. Well, you start organizing and you start to feel better, especially when you're winning. But climate change has kind of changed the clock on us. There is no more, okay, we can do it better in 20 years. Like, it's now. And it's the young generation coming up that's so on fire. And we need to scale up in the most intense way. I just want to say it again. We need to scale up this work intensely. And we can. We ran a trainers academy as part of my Getting Ready to Die work in December with 50 new potential trainees. That was in December. I was going through wicked chemo, and we climbed onto Zoom, to a private Zoom, and trained 50 more people. Like, that is what we have to do. Because winning, righteous justice is our mission. It's your mission. It's why you're here. So I would like to see Organizing for Power running, not nonstop. Ethan would probably pull his hair out. No, I'm kidding. We would have more Ethans, just like we have more Janes. As I bow out from my greeting to you and my wish, I want to do two things. One is I want to read a quote, because it actually came from Jolene, who's your trainer today, who I want to say a word about as I depart. She reintroduced me to Audre Lorde, which was someone who I read in my late teens, in public university until they threw me out, by the way, for the divestment movement. But to detail. Anyway, lots of occupations, but guess what? We won the biggest divestment campaign in the United States. So Winning mattered even when I was 19 years old and the student trustee for the state. And the phrase that she sent to me one day, actually it's on a t-shirt, so I'm looking at it. It says, I am deliberate and afraid of nothing. I say that about 200 times a day right now, every day, because it's A, true, and B, what a great thing to wake up and say. I think you should put it on your flip chart, on your morning to-do list. And you need a morning to-do list to win, just by the way. I want to tell you that you're going to have an incredible class today because you have Jolene Levitt, and she knows something about winning. And knowing that Jolene is taking my place, starting off the Organizing for Power session, is part of what's letting me die and feel like what the Audre Lorde quote says. This program is going to carry on. This fight is one that you can win. With people like Jolene Levitt and Preeti Siva Kumar, who's going to teach tonight, and all of the Organizing for Power trainers, because they're all serious organizers running and winning campaigns. So take the 6 weeks seriously, do the campaign practice. What you put into it is what you get out of it. Love you all. And maybe I'll pop in at the end, never know. But I'm going to be watching, paying attention, not the end today, the end like in 6 weeks, but I don't know. So anyway, go get them and bring thousands more. That's it.